what are your requirements? What are the absolute non-negotiable things you need to have in a relationship in order for it to be successful for you?
I think, too, when a person comes home after work, you should have some close time. I call it downtime with your husband.
Oh, yeah.
Share what you did this day and share what he did.
Absolutely.
So that'll get your evening going. And sometimes, you know, when you're cooking dinner, he can come out there and help you.
Help you do dinner.
Yeah, even the dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Just some kind of activity where it's the two of you together is
You're
important. Connecting. That's the big thing.
Because if you don't connect, you're going to
drift apart.
You're going to drift apart, and it's very hard to get back together.
Absolutely, and it takes work. You know, it takes that effort, and sometimes it makes it harder because you've been drifting apart for so long.
It's hard to come back. It's very hard to come back because relationships, like I said, love is like a flower. The more you nourish it, the better it would grow.
Yes.
I mean, just little things. Oh, you look nice today.
Yes.
You have such a pretty smile. And this is not being put on, but when a relationship goes this far away and he or she comes back and starts this lingo with you, that's not real. Because in the beginning, you could feel the comfort. You look nice today. What did you do? Blah, blah, blah. But when you find out, now this is just my opinion, when you find out that the relationship is really going, when they try to come back and start over, it's very hard.
It is.
Because women tell me this. It's hard to think that he loves me. Then why has he treated me like hell the last few days?
Yeah.
Or for weeks, a few months, a few years?
Yeah. I mean, it takes both people, you know, to put in the same time and effort. It's not just the woman. You know, the man coming in, honey, I see you've, had a hard time, a hard day. Let me take the kids out so you can rest.
Right.
You know, let me do the dishes. Let me cook dinner tonight. You know, whatever it is.
But there's a lot of guys, too, that I've worked with that'll come home, drop their shoes at the front door, throw their clothes on the floor, put on a pair of shorts, and go start reading the newspaper. That's cruel when she's worked all day, too, and she's there in the kitchen.
It's very selfish.
It's selfish.
It's very selfish.
And when you get selfish, you know what happens? You fall out of love.
Oh, absolutely.
It dies.
You know, and you're just, there's no more give and take anymore. You're not showing that you care about the other person, and it's hard to come back from that.
I know, but when he comes in after, usually he goes one way, she goes the other.
They don't talk, they don't
That's how
interact.
affairs happen. Let's talk about affairs.
Affairs, yeah.
Affairs, they're very dangerous with HIV, as we all know.
Yes.
But there is a lot of cheating in marriage.
There, unfortunately, there is. There is infidelity, and it's important to, protect your relationship from that. But it takes both people, being faithful to each other and deciding that I'm not going to allow anyone else to come in between us. Our relationship is sacred.
But you need to stay in balance with your husband.
You do.
And your husband needs to stay in balance with you.
With you, and you need to stay in balance with yourself.
You have needs, and if you want to make love, you should be able to go say to him, I want you to make love to me, and I want you to make love to me now.
I love it.
I want you to make love to me right now. And we have, it's time for women to stand up and say what you want.
Say what you want. There's
exactly.
nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with telling your mate what the hell you want.
And you know what? I think he would probably be happy to hear that.
Yes, to hear that. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think a man likes a mealy-mouthed woman.
No.
No, one he can just push around.
No, take charge, know yourself. Be confident enough in yourself where you can say, this is what I want, this is when I want it, And I think, too, when you decide you should make you should take time to decide when you want that first child. Because sometimes people will get married and 3 or 4 weeks later you get pregnant. It's very easy to do. And you should be able to, chart your life where you have a chance to travel some together. Show the love and appreciation of one another. Get a bond going with you that is so good. Exactly.
That when that baby comes, it's love, but don't destroy that baby with a divorce.
Right, that when that child comes, it's in addition to your life, and the two of you still have that relationship that you are nurturing and caring for. So I agree. I think it's important.
It's hard to do.
It's
easy
said
for
than
us
done.
to sit here and talk about it.
Yes.
But I mean, it's very, very hard to do when you come home. But divorce is worse on children.
Absolutely. I
Because
mean, the divorce rate is over 50%.
Yeah, I thought it was about 60 now.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Because we're getting married too young, and we don't know what we really want.
We're getting married young. We don't know what we want. We don't know the other person. We don't know ourselves.
That's right.
And so if you don't even know yourself,
how are you going to know anybody else?
Exactly. And the interesting thing, Angela, is that we think we know ourselves, but in actuality, what we know about ourselves is only the tip of the iceberg. You know, once you get below the surface and really start digging out what's underneath there, that's when you're going to get to the truth of who you are.
You're going to get to the core of who you really are. Because I found out things. I was in an abusive relationship and my husband died. And I never got to know who Angela was because I'd always been listening to what somebody else said I was. So I took 2.5 years to find out who I was, and my God, I just blossomed like a flower.
Wow.
Because I know what I want. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to let you know about it.
Yes.
And if it doesn't work, bye-bye, I'm sorry.
I'm going to leave.
I'm going to be a selfish bitch, but I'm not going to be one you're going to walk all over anymore either.
And that's why I say you have to know who you are. Because
you have
if you
to
don't know
find
who
yourself.
you are, someone else is going to try and tell you who you are.
You're worthless. But you got to find your self-worth.
Yes.
And please, let's stress too, get an education.
Get an education, absolutely.
Have your own home. Have your own bank account. Write your own checks. Have your own damn credit card.
Do not be dependent on someone else to do that for you.
Because that's when they've got a hold on you.
Yeah.
You don't leave because I have no money, I have no job. Or I've got 2 kids, so I'm not going to take care of them. Think about that before you do it.
It's important to be independent and to be able to take care of yourself.
Exactly,
absolutely.
Exactly. Because life isn't made to suffer.
I don't believe that either.
No, I mean, when I broke my hip, that was suffering. But you don't have to suffer with the abuse. Because the abuse is terrible.
There's no need.
No, the mental part is worse than ever, like we just said. Because the black eye goes away.
That's right. The bruises on the heart and on the inside.
They stay. And they mount and they mount and they mount until you can't breathe anymore.
And that's why it's so important to, you know, talk to a licensed professional, you know, and get the help that you need, no matter how long it takes.
Exactly.
You know,
there's a lot of women I've told about going to the church to talk to their pastor. Or a priest, because I'm a Catholic. And you'd be surprised what you can get from them.
From your pastor, your priest, even going to a therapist, you know, someone who can listen and, you know, really provide constructive, you know, advice for you so that you can get back on your path.
But sometimes women will say, how do you know how I feel? How do I get on a path that you're on? You didn't even know how you got there. It took you time. But you've got to take time to find out who you are.
You got to spend time with yourself, you know.
You find out you can have a good time.
You can have a great time being on your own.
Watch
a movie on TV. Go to a movie. You know, take yourself out to dinner. Learn to date yourself.
Yes,
you know, get yourself flowers. You know, do things that you like
that make you happy.
Exactly.
And then, I think gradually as this happens, you grow. So that if you should have another relationship, you're going to want what you've already got.
Exactly.
And if you don't get it, it's not going to take a long time to kick him out.
and also, Angela,
you think I'm being too abrasive, but I'm being honest.
No, you're being honest, and you also, you know, need to know how to treat yourself, because how can anyone else treat you well if you're not treating yourself well? So it really starts with you.
It starts with us. Can you believe it ends with us? Our time is up.
I can't believe it.
It's up. The 30 minutes have just flown by.
It has.
And I want to thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you so much, Angela.
I've enjoyed doing this, and I hope all of you out there will enjoy watching it as much as I've enjoyed doing it. Thank you. Till next time.
Thank you.